Hello, everyone. Welcome to our June PD Coordinator webinar. I'll be your host. My name is Paula Bauer, and we have the pleasure of having Anne Marie drive our bus as the presenter. So don't forget, if you have any questions, to put them in the chat pod. I'll be watching the chat pod and provide you links and share information. So we'll be looking for your questions.
And welcome everybody. I want to thank Paula for hosting today, and the rest of the team is going to be joining and doing sections of the PowerPoint. And I thought, just as we were waiting for everybody to come in, I thought a little warm up would be nice. Again, I'm Anne Marie Molinari, and I'll be just moving the slides through. And so here's a question for everybody as we're waiting to start, and that is, tell me what your current temperature is wherever you are. I thought that would be kind of fun to see. And then Paula can see who's the hottest. So
97.
All right. So say what the temperature is and where you are. Okay. Last time I checked, it was 87 up here in, actually in Northeast Houston, and with probably about 90% humidity, maybe not that high. So that's where we are. So we have 90, and where is that?
I got a 92 from Tiffany that's in Wichita Falls. I've got a 97 from Tim that's from Blinn. So that's in our area. 88 in Longview from Betsy.
Wow. Hi,
Jackie
Betsy.
says it's
Hi,
97, but feels like 105 in San Angelo. I bet it does.
Okay, so we're creating a perfect bell curve, it sounds like, with our weather here, right? We're all in about the 90s or 87. Do we have any outliers? Anything? Looks like we're all right there.
Well, Wayne says it's 81 in Dickinson.
Oh,
Heather says it's 88
wow.
in Arlington.
Wow. But high humidity, right? Are we all high humidity? Probably.
Thelma's trying to re-enter. She had some technical difficulties. So let me put.
What else? Let's see. I see the chat pod. I guess I can pull up the chat pod myself and see.
Put the. Oh, Poteet. There's Olga. 91.
There we go. So Olga, is it humid or drier there with San Antonio, being near San Antonio? Is it drier or is it humid?
I'm going to use your words. Hot and sticky. Hot
and sticky. Exactly. Sticky and hot. Yeah. Yes. Oh, goodness. And I wonder if Yoliette is on from El Paso yet. Is Yoliette on? Because I know it's probably dry there. Probably drier, but hot.
I went out really early this morning to feed the baby calf and to bottle, because I'm bottle feeding. And oh my gosh, I was like, Anne Marie was right. It's hot and sticky.
Exactly. All right. Who hasn't told us how they're doing as far as the heat? And here comes Maro. All right. So I was sharing with Paula before we started that my favorite thing during the summer is to make sun tea. So I was excited that this weekend I have sun tea, and I put it out in the backyard. We've been doing that since I was a little girl. I don't know about all you, but we make sun tea. So I got sun tea and I'm so excited. Oh, and yes, Lorraine says, I wish we could have saved some of the cool for the winter storm to enjoy now. You and me both, Lorraine. That's a good point. It's a good point. But I've never been so cold in my life. I was so cold for 3 days. I've never been that cold. And Selma says it's 90 and feels like it's 190. Oh my goodness. That's the way it feels here. That's why my hair is always in a bun, everybody, because if it wasn't, it would be out to here. So in the summer. All right. Well, I think it's 2 o'clock, so I'm going to turn my video camera off. And as Paula said, we're going to get this bus on the road. and moving. So welcome everyone to the June PD Coordinators webinar. Again, I'm Anne Marie Molinari with Train PD, and I have Paula with me in the co-pilot seat or the co-bus seat as our host today, and then the rest of the team, or we're missing some team today, but we'll all be presenting parts of the PowerPoint. So first of all, we always have an agenda, and it is always the same areas, but things will change in these different areas. So we always like to talk about conferences, training, and statewide events. So we'll start there. And then we will update you all on the monthly webinar series. And then we will have assessment announcements, followed by PD portal announcements, and then the PD coordinator time. So these are always the areas, but of course things change for each month. So we're gonna get things started with the new training, conferences, and statewide events. And so here we go. And right first up is Krista to talk about the Fall Institute.
Good afternoon, everyone. So glad that you are here. Please put in your calendars the date for the 2021 TWC Fall Institute. It will be August 30th through September 2nd in Austin, Texas at the Sheraton Capitol. August 30th will be some pre-conference sessions, and August 31st through September 2nd are regular breakout sessions. The fall, it will be live streamed as well as including in-person sessions. So when you register, you'll be able to register either as a face-to-face person or as a virtual person. And then the agenda with Institute registration, hotel registration, and details will be coming out later. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Krista, very much.
No, Olga, the hotel is not out yet.
Okay, thank you so much, Krista. Thank you. All right, moving on to another announcement, and this is for Paula.
Okay, I'm just going to ask my friends at TCAL to admit people. They're still coming in while I cover this slide. We have got some literacy symposiums that are virtual and anybody can join. So it's a free way to get PD credit. We've got the Gulf Coast coming up on the 24th of July in about 6 weeks. Then we have the Literacy Texas is going to have their 2021 conference. It'll be face-to-face. So it'll be over in the Dallas area, actually in Irving, Texas. And I've got the link and I'll put that in the chat pod in a minute because they're registering, and you can register for you can log on and register for your hotel as well at that night. And just look under Literacy Texas, the link's right there to the left of the screen. And then Pro Literacy will be in San Antonio this year. So it is also open for registration and reservations at hotel. The link is over there to the left under Pro Literacy Conference. And I'll put both of those in the chat pod in just a minute. Our final virtual literacy symposium will be in October. It's a Friday and a Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd of October. And that'll be the collaboration efforts of Tarrant County Literacy Coalition and the Literacy Connexus. Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Oh, thank you so much, Paula. And I just want to say welcome to the PD coordinators that may have joined when I said welcome in the beginning. So if you just joined, welcome. And so Paula, this is also your slide now as well.
Okay, thanks. Well, this is the National Center for Family Literacy Learning. You'll see the NCFL, and they are coming to Texas for their annual conference as well. So it'll be in the Dallas area. It'll be October 25th through 26th, and I will put that link for registration in there as well. If you'll remember, this is the organization that focuses on, well, their mission is to work with families and communities to provide literacy
Paula, you're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, I wonder. Wonder what happened. Okay, thank you. This is the NCFL that'll be October 25th through 27th. It's in the Dallas area. I'll put the registration link in the chat pod. But this organization engages in multiple generation learning, so it's a great opportunity. They're usually in Lexington, and they're coming to Houston, or coming to Dallas, or coming to Texas. Okay.
So yes, and it's really exciting that we have several different conferences, pro literacy this year and also this. So that's why we wanted to highlight it for you as well. Thank you. Thank you so much, Paula. And let's move on to the next slide. And so this slide I'm extremely excited to talk about. And this is an announcement for the arrival of Standards 3.0 training. And coming July 2021, Train PD will roll out professional development for the recently updated Texas Adult Education Content Standards version 3. But as we like to call it, and what TWC likes to call it, is Standards 3.0. But the actual name is now changed to Texas Adult Education Content Standards version 3. So what is going to be in Standards 3.0 and what is new? And well, there are two standards that have been added to the current standards, and that is the parent family content standards. And we call those, just to make it simple, the family content standards. And then also added to the content standards is the citizen community member content standards, or what we call civics, the civics content standards. So there'll be PD coming again in July, and during the months of April and May, there was a Standards 3.0 TOT to prepare a cadre of contract trainers that would be prepared to provide this training. And the principal content developer and trainer for this was Dale Pillow. And many of you know Dale Pillow as the former CEO and managing director of the Adult Education and Literacy Center of Pearland, Texas. And she's also been involved with Literacy Texas on the board. So we're excited to have her develop the content and also present the content. And just quickly, 2 more points. Dale will be presenting at the TWC AEL Fall Conference. Both Dale and I will be presenting on Standards 3.0, and then Dale will be presenting at Literacy Texas as part of the post sessions on Wednesday at Literacy Texas. Now I'm going to have Paula put the link to the version 3 Texas AEL content standards in the chat pod right now. There is a digital copy that can be downloaded from the TCAL website right now on the content standards page. So is there any questions before we leave this slide? And I'm checking here in the chat pod. And Jackie, that's a good question. Thank you for asking. Actually, no. That is why it's actually really cool. On the website, there's a version to download the entire book, or thanks to the thinking of our webmaster and our director, Dr. Hargrove, you can actually print out just sections of the book. So it's available for download for your teachers as a full PDF or as in those sections. So thank you for that question. You're welcome, Jackie. All right, well, we'll move on, and then we can always come back if there's questions. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about our monthly webinar series now. And so let's get started with Manager Monday and Dr. Olga Escamilla.
Thank you so much, Anne Marie. And I have some information about this month's Manager Monday, which will be happening Monday, June 14th. And our topic is from native Spanish learner to GED earner. So in this session, come and hear how Community Action and Isleta Learning Center address student outcomes by providing bilingual instruction, but specifically Spanish GED with the TWC guidance. And they're going to talk a little bit about the letters, letter 0117, and how they're offering it and how it's working out for them in terms of data and how they're earning a type 2 measurable skills gain.
Very
So join
exciting.
us. Yes, join us at noon on Monday.
All right, so next slide.
Just a little bit of information about some upcoming topics. We're going to have July 12th and August 16th. We're going to have Ability to Benefit Part 1 and Ability to Benefit Part 2. So one of the things that I struggle with, or I want to provide to the programs, is those that are not at the community colleges, is how they can take advantage of the ability to benefit for their students. So we have part 1 that kind of introduces ability to benefit and how it's working at a college. And then part 2, we're going to have the financial aid person and a program that is not connected to the college, like not a college program. They are a nonprofit. Talk about how they are utilizing that ability to benefit at a college. So I'm really excited about that because I want to spread the word about how other programs that are not connected to a college can utilize the ability to benefit for their students. And then on September 13th, we're going to be having an individual from Region 5 in Beaumont. He's going to there. It is actually their executive director, and he's going to be talking about interviewing and hiring potential staff. So I hear it's a really great session. A lot of great information is going to be shared, but that one's going to be an hour and a half. So join us for those exciting sessions. Thank you.
Oh, Olga, thank you so much. And I think there may be, okay, so Krista is going to tell us about Teacher Tuesday.
All right. So next week, June 15th, we have our part 2 of getting re-energized and remotivated together. The time is from 11 to 12. So make sure that you make a note of the different time. And even if you did not join us for part 1, that is not a problem for you to join us on part 2. And the sessions will be in the PD portal eventually, so you will be able to see part 1. So make sure your teachers get registered for this session. And then this next one, July 13th. We are doing a special session for teachers for the Math Assistance Call Center. So if you have heard this, or if you've heard MACC or anything like that, and you're not real sure yet what that's all about, please make sure your teachers and you get registered for this session back at the regular time of 12 to 1.
Thank you, Krista, very much. Thank you. Lots of exciting webinars coming up here. And so Olga is back to talk about Workforce Wednesday.
Thank you, Anne Marie. So my apologies for this information packed slide, but I wanted to get it all on one. We have this month, June 16th, we have Victoria Hinojosa and Jasmine Grabowski back again. They are our Gulf Coast Workforce Solutions staff. They're going to be talking about introducing the new mytexascareer.com. So it's kind of like the Work in Texas, but it's a new My Texas Career, and they were really excited about it. And I'm really excited for them to share this resource for our students. So come and join us for that. On July 21st, we have Andrea Schipper, and she's with Community Action, and she's going to be talking about resume writing, the art of persuasion. That's going to be an exciting session, and we're going to have her come back on August 18th, and she's going to be talking about making sense of career pathways. So join us for those sessions. We also have others, but I'm not going to talk about them now. I'm going to just save them, but join us for the Workforce Wednesday. And here's the future dates. You could check the training calendar or search for Workforce Wednesday to see our sessions.
Thank you so much, Olga. So we have wonderful webinars coming up for Manager Monday, Teacher Tuesday, and Workforce Wednesday. So last out of the gate here is also the Tech Intel webinars, and June is finally here. And I am excited to say that this Friday, Ashley Winkle will be presenting a Tech Intel focused on HyperDocs, but for beginners. There are people registered, but there is more room for more people to join us. And I want to say thank you to Ashley for presenting once again for this webinar series. It's wonderful to have her back and talk about HyperDocs. And also next week, Ashley will be back on June 18th to talk about HyperDocs, but taking it to the next level. So I'll just simply just remind everyone again that if you have teachers that are already using HyperDocs, June 18th is the webinar that they want to come to. Or if you have teachers that want to learn from the ground up, they can go to both. And these are 90-minute sessions. So if teachers decide to go to both, that is 3 hours of lit PD that is available. So register now in the PD portal. And then I'm very happy and pleased to say that we are adding a third Tech Intel webinar on Padlet. And we are welcoming back Meryl Redfern from Dallas College. And she's going to be talking about Padlet for math. So mastering math concepts with Padlet. So this is July 30th, and PD portal registration available soon, will be available soon. So that is July. And then I do want to get you the dates coming up. Obviously, June 18th is next week, but we also have July, August. We've got 2 dates in August coming up and 2 dates in September. So stay tuned, and I'll introduce August next month. All right. And this is very important. We all want to say thank you to you out there in the field, all of you that have given us suggestions for the webinar series. We couldn't do this without you. Most of our suggestions come from the field. So if you or your staff members have ideas or recommendations or anything, recommendations for presenters, please contact us via our emails. And I know Paula will put those in the chat pod. And we just want to say thank you for your help as we build these out. And let's go ahead and pause for questions.
Put your questions in the chat pod. I'll be looking at that. I don't see any, Emery.
Okay, let's just take just a minute as Debbie Yanisek. I know Debbie Yanisek is on vacation, but let's just wait just just a little bit here to see, and we'll move on. All right. All right, so now we have, we're going to transition into assessment trainings, and I'd like
Emery,
to welcome.
We do have one question.
Okay, see, I didn't pause.
Oh, that's
okay. Go ahead.
Will the content standards training be virtual?
Actually, that is a very good question. Thank you. And that question was from
Debbie Talavera.
Yes, Debbie, thank you. Actually, there's going to be an option for both. There's going to be an option to do a virtual if you need it to be virtual, but there will also be an option for face-to-face. We built it out to be built as a high, to offer both. So thank you.
And I think Ashley answered Lorraine that said, have there been any new DL curriculum approved? And Ashley said, not in the last few months, Lorraine.
Okay, all right. So just let me know if there's more. And here we're going to transition to assessment trainings, and welcome Tracy to the mic.
Thanks, Anne Marie. I appreciate it. So we are happy to announce a best literacy training of trainers in July 14th and 15th from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. It is a 6-hour training, and there will be a required materials and tech check the day before, and we'll contact those who are registered about that. PD coordinators need to register staff for this. And once a participant attends and completes this TOT, then the staff member can train others on the best literacy test administration. And we're doing this virtually, but the test is not to be administered virtually or remotely rather. So we're going to stress that a lot as we go through the training. Even though we can do the training virtually, the test administration must be done face-to-face. But we feel like a lot of programs, are going back to face-to-face, and we've been asked for this training, TOT in particular. So we hope that this will be helpful. Also, everyone who attends is going to need a physical copy of the Best Literacy Test Manual. So if you don't have one hanging around in your program, you might need to order one from Cal. And if you do, or you need more help or information, just email myself or Robin Booth, and we can help you with that. With Best Plus, they had made that, the test administrator guide, they made an electronic version available, but they're not doing that with Best Literacy because, again, they don't want it done as a remote test. So people must have a physical copy to do this TOT. Okay, so we're excited to offer this. Kay Vaquero is the trainer. She's absolutely amazing and fun. And just let us know if you have any questions. And the listserv announcement did go out yesterday, and we are anxious to see you there.
Thank you so much, Tracy. I'm seeing if there's another slide. Okay, so we have questions again. Let's see if there's questions and here.
I don't see any, Anne-Marie.
Okay, so just go ahead and
But Deb did make the comment that we are announcing another best order next week. So be on the lookout through that on the listservs.
okay. All right, thank you. All right, so we can always stop again if we need to. And now we have Krista, who is going to be filling in for Katie. Both Katie and Laura, and actually Beth are out of office today. So Krista, go ahead.
All right. So, yes, so I know I don't sound like Katie. I do not have her bubbly voice, but we'll get through this together. So new courses that are in the PD portal, which is always exciting. The Manager Monday providing components of wraparound services. Teacher Tuesday, the instructional coaching. Teaching reading vocabulary remotely or in person. Developing and practicing reading fluency, and One Step at a Time, remote tutoring for literacy level learners. So if you missed those live sessions, or if you want people to see these courses, they are in there now. And yeah, I was thinking that too, Olga, that Katie looks tired in this, and she is on vacation, so it's well earned right now. So.
Yep, and thank you to Katie and Laura for pushing so many of these out. So I think you're still up here, Krista. Yes, you are.
Yes. Okay. Let me get my thing here. Okay. So the principles of adult learning, as you know, every June we kind of shut that down because these are hand graded things. And so as of June 18th, you will not be able to request those. And the final tests are due on June 25th to get the final grades. Okay. And then they have a did you know? Feedback is periodically emailed to participants who have not achieved a grade of 80% or higher. I know they work very closely with the people that are struggling to pass the test. So they really focus on what's happening on this course.
Yes, they do. Thank you, Krista. And next slide. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I've got my notes here, so I'm trying to make sure I'm following my notes. Okay, new versions of the following will be released on July 1st. The PII, Understanding Principles of Adult Learning, Goal-Driven Learning, and Goal-Driven Learning Attunement. Please wait to assign PD for the 2021-22 program year until these changes are made, and we will have an announcement when those are ready to go.
Next slide. We ready?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure. I know we want when you have your notes here. Okay,
Yes.
here you go.
Okay. So the PD portal email and hotline. As we approach the end of the program year, we wanted to remind you of our business hours. T-Call is available Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. If you or your staff need assistance in the PD portal, there are several ways you can get help. You can email us at pdportal@tamu.edu, call the hotline, or complete the help form that can be found under the Help Navigation tab in the PD portal. We will respond to questions and emails within 1 business day. If you need immediate assistance when we are not open, please do not forget about the T-Call PD portal webpage that includes instructional PDFs and help videos. And if Paula would put that link in the portal in the chat pod, I'd appreciate it. So please, again, between 8 and 5. I know as we get closer to the end of June, people are furiously trying to get staff development done, and they can get some pretty hot emails on the weekends and with people trying to get through and needing help. So please remind your staff that we're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Right. Thank you so much, Krista. And all right, so now we're gonna move into Teams announcements. And so I think Krista, you are up. There you go.
It's my day, obviously. Okay, so I think I'm all right. So searching in Teams. I know we keep talking about this, but we get a lot of emails from folks who are having trouble finding certain PD portal courses in Teams. While there certainly are instances where the course is not in Teams for one reason or another, it is more often than not, it's already there. The activity name field in Teams has a character limit, which means that sometimes we have to abbreviate words in a title or adjust the title slightly to meet the character limit. All right. So here was an example, and that you can see this on the clip on the screen. A few weeks ago, we received an email from a PD coordinator who was unable to find the Teams entry for the recorded version of Workforce Wednesday, Social and Emotional Intelligence and Corrections, Part 1. Because that is a long title, plus we had to add PD Portal to the beginning, the character limit was exceeded. To make this course title fit with within the character limit, we abbreviated Wednesday to WED, W-E-D, and used an ampersand in the place of the word and. All right. And then she's got on this, remember PD portal courses that have been entered by T-Call will always start with PD portal and will have a description. And Marie, you are perfectly in time with what I was just going to say. There are so many that programs have used and so many versions of each, it's hard to find the right one. And you do not apologize. You do exactly what you're supposed to do, which is to email me as your PD specialist for assistance. And please, please, please do not add trainings into Teams unless it is your own local training. I want to share my screen real quick. Yes, I'm on my soapbox. I apologize, but so I'm going to stop your screen sharing, Anne Marie, and take it. All right. Okay, so do you see
Yes,
the
we
Teams
do.
picture? Okay.
Yep. we
So this happened just today. Somebody had a certificate that said this links contextualized instruction, and the certificate from the PD portal said PAL or LIT. And so when I went in to look at Teams, and they were finding was one that said Teams. And so when I went in, I found the two, that one was PAL, one was LIT. And then if you look down, you can find another one down here. Now this looks different than these two because this one was put in by somebody else. And when you clicked on that link, it said its activity type is Teams. That is incorrect. There's no way that this is a Teams session. So if you look at the difference, the two that are right show PD Portal, and it also shows what activity is at the end of it. The T-call part, this one that's wrong, doesn't have that, and it does not have PD Portal. So just kind of be very much aware when you're trying to attach people to sessions. And again, if you don't see it, ask us before you put it in. And if you look on this one that is incorrect, there are 16 people attached to this session, and they are getting Teams credit, which is actually an other. So if you have put somebody into this links course, please go back and check and make sure that you have them attached to whether it's a PAL course or a lit course. All right, so I'm going to stop my sharing. Get back to the session. Is there any other questions that for what we're looking? Do we need to go into Teams?
Okay, there are some questions in the chat pod. Betsy
Okay.
Rodriguez. Will a numeric code corresponding with activity name be a possibility in the future to assist with this issue?
Mm-mm.
Go ahead, Tracy.
Yeah, I was just, okay, this is Tracy again. And I was just going to say, Betsy, that's a great thought, but someone else could replicate, a code. That's what happens is people make the kind of copy what we should be putting in there oftentimes. And so like you all are noticing, it's so hard to find the right entry, which in some cases is impossible to find it. And when there's people attached to an event, we can't, sometimes if I catch it where it's real early, like maybe one person's in there, and I know that we didn't put it in, I'll have someone back out that person and we'll delete it. But the answer, honestly, and we've asked TWC this multiple times, when they do an updating Teams, if they could fix this so that only Train PD and TCall can put in state and national events, that would be honestly the best fix. So hopefully they'll do that at some point. It just hasn't been a priority for them yet, but we keep asking. So, oh, Thelma, that's a good question too. Is there ever a time when trainings will say PAL or lit? Again, that's going to be a Teams issue. And so when they can get Teams updated for PD, that will be amazing. And all the old things that say pre-service, that needs to go away. Having the PAL and lit, being able to track that. Those are on the wish list, absolutely are. So sorry, Chris, I just
No, I am. I appreciate the backup here.
Do you see the comment from Marie?
Yes, and
Yeah.
Marie, we're going to talk about that in just a minute. So I'm just going to hold that about the cybersecurity and FERPA. That's coming in 2 slides.
Let's see. Heather asked, will all the certificates from this year be available this next program year?
Oh, Heather, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. That's probably a Laura or a Katie answer.
I think they stay on people's transcripts indefinitely. They might be archived, but I think they're there. Deb, is Deb there? She might.
Yes, Deb, does Deb know?
Olga kind of knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
And the reason I'm jumping in,
Just
and
one
my
moment,
apologies.
please.
One moment, please. The reason I'm jumping in is because I actually had a program contact me and say, hey, we need some certificates from the past, and because they needed them for auditing purposes. And The answer was that yes, the person, like whoever's the supervisor or what have you, can go in and look at individual accounts and pull from past sessions. So yes, it is in the transcript, and you may have to go to archived or completed, but they should still be there. Thank you.
And Heather's explaining why she just has to have a hard copy for her audit files.
Perfect. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Olga. That's not a question that I've had before. So thank you. Thank you. All right. I think unless there's any other questions about that, and like Tracy said, in our perfect PD world, we would have all of that ability. So we'll keep hoping. All right. I'm going to let Tracy talk again. Actually, it's kind of what we were just talking about, but go ahead, Tracy.
Yes, thanks, Krista. So on the next slide, and I know we have this slide in here a lot, but this is really important this time of year. If you have staff that attended conferences that are not Taylee or Literacy Texas, and that you want them to get PD credit for them, you need to submit a PD conference sessions form. I think I just messed up that whole title, but there's a conference sessions PD form. I did it again. I don't really, the name is something that's escaping me right at this moment, but it's a spreadsheet. And so we need that information, like really ideally by June 15th, which is next week. And I've been getting a lot lately. Beth and Krista and I, all three of us will put these conferences into teams. And so give us a few days, because I know I've gotten a bunch this week, and it will take me a little bit of time to get those in. And my comment about this is, the better you fill the form out, the faster it takes us to put it in. If I have to go hunting because someone didn't put a description in the description box, I have to go to like Pro Literacy or COABE webinars and look in the archives and look for the description. That takes a lot more time. I will say that Dallas is amazing. I'm going to give them a gold star. They always turn in stuff that they have gone and looked at the website or looked at the COABE conference sessions and get it all perfect. And I'm sure there's some other perfect ones too, but it is so important, because sometimes if someone took something from Matt, the tech ditch guy, I don't know, Matt the ditch tech guy, it's a great website, but I've got to go look and make sure that the title was correct and the description's in there and how the length of it, so that we get that correct. And ditch that textbook. Thank you, Ashley. I knew you would correct me, and I appreciate that, because I'm not getting that right. So that helps us a lot. I think we're going to revamp that form and make it a little user-friendly next year. But we really need your help with that. So if you have staff, again, I'm going to repeat myself, that need PD credit for other conferences that they've attended outside of Taylee and Literacy Texas, please send them to your PD specialist, or you can send them directly to me or Beth or Krista, and it's called the Conference Sessions for Teams. Thank you, Olga.
And then Tiffany is asking, would this also pertain to the TSTM conference on June 15th and 16th? Okay, yes, thank you.
Well, wait, I think we've got the TSTM conference in there because several of y'all went to that. We had a group, but that's a good question, Tiffany. I think it might be in there. I can look actually. Tiffany, I think it's in there, but let me double check while maybe someone else is talking. I've got Teams up right now. So any questions, if y'all have about Teams, let us know. What is that, Wayne, that you put in there?
That's the link to the form in the PD portal.
Conference sessions form. Okay. Thanks.
Sorry, I was trying to find my mute button.
Okay, because I was like, what is that? Okay, and Tiffany, I'll check on that. I think it's in there, but I'll let you know. I'll put it in the chat in a minute. So this is really important. If you get it to us, after the program year's over and things are locked out, we can't add it late. So, okay, I'm done. Thank you all for your help.
Thank you,
Thank-
Tracy. Thank you so much. All right. All right, Krista, hold on. Here we go. Okay.
Here I am again. Okay. So there was discussion last month about FERPA and teams, and we just wanted to make sure that everybody was clear on this. There is no PD credit for FERPA training. However, okay, so listen carefully to the however. Some people this year have put these sessions into teams, as you see it right here on your screen. Because there was so many of those, TWC is not requiring us to go back and take those out. All right. So if you've already attached people to these sessions, it's okay for this year, but do not add anybody if they're not already there. All right. Does that make sense? So if you haven't already done it, don't do it now. And coming up in July 1st, do not put FERPA training in at all for PD credit. All right. So is that clear?
You have no
My t-
comments.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
Jackie got yes. Okay. So, and again, if you're still confused, please email your PD specialist. But just know there is no PD credit for FERPA training. And that goes also with the cybersecurity training. So if you've already got people there, it can stay, but do not add anybody else and don't do it in the next program year.
All right. Thank you, Krista. Let's see.
Okay, we do have
Oh,
something
co-
from
correct.
Marie.
Correct, Marie.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Krista.
Yes.
All right. So let's deep breath. What I think we need to do is I think we need to give a round of let's all clap for Krista and Tracy and that long line of slides. It's time. Let's use our reaction buttons and say thank you, because that was an awful lot. So if you find your reaction buttons, let's do that. And in the meantime, let's go to the next slide. Okay, we're on Q&A again. And I just want to reiterate too that, the PD specialists are there we're here to help you. So I just want to also just reiterate what Tracy and Krista said. We're here. If there's questions, email us and we will help you and we will get you. If we don't know the answer, we'll get you the answer as soon as we can. And we'll try. And so, all
No
right,
questions, but lots of thank yous in the chat pod.
Okay. All right. So let's keep going here. And Krista, here you
Okay.
go.
Like I said, this is just my show today. All right. So June is here. We know that the end of June is the end of putting PD in. So please make sure that you check your rosters, your team staff development, using the PD portal, transcripts and active user reports using reporting 2.0. And Laura wanted me to remind you that you need to be using reporting 2.0 only, because the custom reports will be removed from the PD portal this summer. So all that custom report stuff is gone. Will be gone. Use only the reporting 2.0. And yes, the Katie has done a beautiful job with the Wakelet for the PD portal and the reporting. And again, PD specialists are available for assistance. And I've got this, please don't wait until the last minute, but it is actually the last minute. So please make sure your staff have their PD at this point.
All right. So here, all right. So now we have reminder about reports.
Okay. So just the program transcript reports can be found in the PD portal. Here's that Wakelet. These will assist with identifying which team members have completed the required 2020 to 21 professional development. Now, Just remember that what's on the portal is not necessary. Just because it's on the portal doesn't mean it's in Teams. So you need to make sure that you make the jump between the PD portal and get it into Teams, because Teams is what the data comes from. Okay.
All right, and let's have this great slide come down. Okay, there you go. I always have to remember to click because I'm like, where's the projector? Okay, there you go.
Thank you. That looks like my face right now. Yes. Okay. Because I get to keep talking, aren't you? Don't you love that? All right. So this is our PD coordinator time. Yeah, thank you. And I am going to take a minute. If you have questions, please put them in the chat pod. But I got an email today, and somebody asked if I would be covering this in today's PD coordinator webinar, and I said I would, because there are actually 3 questions that are really good. Kind of thinking forward to next year and closing out this year. So question number 1 is, we have a new hire that started in April. He has completed over 15 hours of training, yet he is not listed in Teams yet. Should he be? So the answer to that is yes, that he should have been put in Teams when he first started. And if he has done the FERPA and all of those things, and he's not assigned in Teams yet, you need to email the Teams assistance for the TWC. And I don't know if somebody can dig up that email and put it in the chat or not. The next question is, we have a new hire that will start July 1st and will only be working until July 30th. She worked with us before, but it's been a couple of years. Will she need to complete training? And the answer to this is yes. If she is put into Teams as a teacher of record, or whatever her staff is, if she is in Teams, they have to have the required number of hours. So if this is a teacher, she would need to have 15 hours, even though she's working only 30 days. And then the last one, we have 3 teachers that left without completing their PD hours. Well, we need to write an exclusion letter for each of them. And the answer to that is yes and no. If these people do not plan on returning, then that's okay. But if they are ever going to want to be rehired, you have to have that exemption letter for them. Okay, so I appreciate those questions. And so if they're not returning, no exemption. If you know they're never coming back, but just know you cannot rehire them without that exemption letter. So if there is a chance that they're coming back, I would go ahead and do the exemption, just so that you've got that cleared.
Oh, let's see, Jackie asks, so if they are not returning, no letter? Question
Right.
mark? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right.
See that question from Denise, or the statement? The exemption is when you want to rehire them, even though they do not meet minimum PD hours.
Correct.
Thank you,
Yes.
Denise.
Thank you, Denise. And then Tiffany had a question. Are the PD coordinators able to upload certificates for local trainings for each participant? I know the participants can, but are we able to yet? That again is probably a question for Laura or Katie.
And did you see Lorraine? Her
Not
audio
yet.
went, okay, her audio went out. So she's asking, is it needed for rehire far out into the future or only in the new program year? And I want to say thank you to Olga. She found the contact for the TWC teams. It's in the
Thank
chat
you.
pod now. Thank you, Olga.
Okay, for Lorraine, I know it's definitely for the new program year. I will make sure and find out about future. I don't know. Let me find out. I do not, now I need a donut. I will find out that answer and put it out to the PD listserv. And also this same with Tiffany's question.
Thank you, Krista, they say.
I'm just going to hold on this slide for just a few minutes, Krista, to see if there's any other questions. here.
Yep, because this is your time to ask
Mhm.
questions, and this is a safe place. We are here to help. All right, so Thelma put in, Tiffany, if you go into the individual's transcript, you can upload external training and attach the certificate.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, but the
Okay.
PD coordinators can't do that. It's only like for your personal account, you can in the PD portal, but not for somebody else unless they changed it.
Okay.
I know you can add the training and then there's the certificate, but it stays on there. Like it doesn't say that they completed it. So the last time I was told that it was, it's up to them to do that external training and upload the certificate, not us.
This is Thelma. I've been doing it for years. I just add the external trading and then click attachment and upload a PDF of the certificate. I do it for all of my staff.
Oh, okay.
All right. So maybe we
Maybe I
need.
wasn't supposed to, but I've been doing it.
Well, I'll try it. I'll try it again this next year, but okay.
All right,
Or
we
Thank
will-
you, Thelma.
Thelma could just upload a tutorial.
Right. Exactly.
Like I said, maybe I wasn't supposed to, but I've been doing it for years.
No, if you're doing it and it's doing exactly what you want, then more power to you.
You see Jackie's question? Do
I
they have to
did.
ha- Okay, thank you.
All right. Jackie, the sign-in sheets is sufficient, and possibly even the agenda and maybe one or two of the resources, but it's just whatever you feel that will be sufficient for documentation if you are monitored. So a certificate is not necessary as long as you've got the sign-in sheets. And when I was a PD coordinator, I always made sure I had an agenda attached to those sign-in sheets.
All right, I'm going to move here to
Okay.
the next slide, I think.
Okay.
Okay,
or is it
one
not?
more
one second.
question. Yes, thank you.
Jackie, you don't have to upload them into Teams. You just keep them as a physical file, and that is just in case if you're monitored and they want to see that. So just keep them in a physical file. They don't have to go into Teams.
And then Heather has a question, Krista.
Can TWC be convinced to accept the reports as documentations instead of the individual certificates? That's a good question. I'm going to copy and paste that as well. I don't think so. But you know, we never know. We got a new program year coming up, so I've got that on my list. I agree with you. Cut down on the paper for sure. All right. All right. So our next PD coordinator webinar is July 8th. And we just keep on rolling on. So And I am going to be quiet and let Anne Marie take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Krista, for walking us through all these slides, and Paula will let us know if there's any other questions that as we're coming in here, as we're closing out. So again, our next webinar is going to be July 8th. Well, before that slide, right here, are there any last minute questions? I see we've got things coming in here. Thank you so much. And let's see here. All
Let's
right.
see
So,
questions. They have all
all
been
right.
answered.
All right, exactly. Well, on behalf of everyone, I want to go ahead and Krista, I feel like you need to turn on your camera too and say goodbye to everybody. And so join us next month. July 8th will be our next PD coordinators webinar. And on behalf of Train PD and the entire team, I want to say thank you. And I think the words of the day, right, are hot and sticky. So wherever you are, stay cool. And thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day and also a wonderful Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Friday, yay. And have a great weekend. So thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. See you in July, Krista says. Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And thank you, everybody. Take care. Thank you so much. Hold on just another minute here, and then I'll officially close the webinar door, as I like to say.